Hey, welcome clobberers and clobberettes to Clobberin Times Wild Card Wednesday night with your host Clobby. Still staying patriotic with the cap that guitar because why not? I still feel patriotic. And besides, won't be counting down to a certain TV show tonight. I'll watch it, but I'm not going to count down to it anymore. I hope I remember to watch it after the stream is over. But anyway, I don't really care about talking about it right now. So we'll see what happens with this. I'm just so devastated that I lost something. I feel like I've lost something with that show because I really look forward to it. Anyway, this is, of course, Clobberin Times issue number 385 on YouTube. Just a little over 2 years now here on YouTube, but 1,085 overall. And the only show notes I have is tomorrow night. Same Clobby time, same Clobby channel. I will have the wonderful my first officer, wonderful first officer, Raquel Briggs, and of course our great chief engineer, Mark D with the C. We will bring you, as always, Clobby's Clubhouse. And so looking forward to that. And of course, Saturday Night Star Trek. I don't have anything picture made of it yet, but Saturday Night Star Trek for the next 2 weeks. We're reviewing the TNG movies. So that's that. Oh, and Saturday, a very special Clobberin Times. The time to be determined. I'll announce the time tomorrow night. And hopefully my good buddy J-Man, and I hope Sean joins us, J-Man, and maybe Mark D will join us. We will see. We have to work out that time. Let me know what is best time for you, J-Man. You can put the chat right now, and I'll announce it if you do. We're going to review the latest MCU spectacular, Thor: Love and Blunder. I'm going to see it tomorrow. So, and I'm going to get together with the fellas, the great J-Man, who has a wonderful channel, and of course, hopefully Sean, and hopefully Mark, and who knows? Well, if Nick can make it, we'll invite Nick. I don't know if he wants to or not. So I'll be on Saturday night for that. And of course, Friday night I'll be on with Nick in the comic shop, guys. But let's say hello to what friends we have here already at the outset of tonight's excursion into absolute nothingness, because it's open geek foolishness. Anything goes on Wildcard Wednesday night. J-Man, the aforementioned, what's up, buddy? It is good to see you. I hope you're doing well, friend. The great Chris Persia, the master of the Canadian wrench. Good to see you there, buddy. Eric K, what's up, bro? Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you. Monkey Dreamers. I can't say it like Raquel does, but hey. Pop Culture Curator, hey, what's up there? Could not be reached for further comment. Hello. Welcome to you, sir. Let's see. D-Bud Buddy, the man of iron. Good to see you, man. Zacharot. Hey there, Zacharot. Hungry for Oprah to leave the Orville. Hungry boy, what's up, buddy? I'm so bummed about the Orville now. And just so sad about it. I'm not even counting down to it tonight. I'm not going to talk about it much either. I can't anymore. Thank you for the $2 super chat to the great Eric K. Appreciate it, buddy. 1085 done and 1,800. No, I got you. 1,815 to go. I hear you, man. Sean's up for it. Good. Let me know what we'll have to get. We need to schedule a time. Best times between 6 and 9 p.m. Well, yeah, but that's Saturday night. You know, I got Saturday Night Star Trek. So we'd have to do it sometimes closer into the daytime hours. I mean, the 5 or 6 o'clock, the 4 to 5 o'clock range, or my time minimum for me, is what I will have to do for that. But let me know if that works for you in the afternoon like that. Tiki of Doom, hello there. Welcome. I say raspberries to the Orville, says Hungry Boy. Don't waste your Clobby. Oh, look, we're not going to review it anymore. Raquel's not going to watch it anymore. She's done. That's what she told me anyway. And I will watch the rest of it, I guess. I'm supposed to go on. I've made a commitment to go on a couple of shows to talk about it, and I will, I guess. I'll go on Loki's show because I made that commitment, but I'm not going to count down to it anymore. Hey, look, I'll tell you this. I'll finish watching it. if tonight's episode is terrific and feels like the second season and doesn't have any propaganda in it whatsoever, and it feels like the old days, I will say so, and I'll be glad about it. Well, I'll still be aggravated because of what's been going on, mind you. But I have to be honest. I have to be, because I got a lot of. See, I didn't really look. When I'm a guest on someone's show, I don't really look at the chat as much because you try not to let that persuade you what you're talking about. So when I was on Loki's show, for example, we go on 8 a.m. My good buddy Loki's show, 8 a.m. on Friday mornings. Let's see, 5 p.m. Yes, 5 p.m. your time works for me, J-Man. I shall schedule it once we'll get done with the show here. So, like I said, and I'm told I was getting beat up on the chat a lot about everyone saying how wrong I was and stuff about what I was saying. Now again, I didn't really take a look at it that much. Loki got onto a couple of guys about it, and I appreciate him, but he doesn't have to defend me. But Loki was cool and respectful about it, and so was Arwen, and we were all fine. I'm told that some people got after me in there. I didn't really pay attention. And then Loki, but Loki, it was never nothing on Loki, and I don't care what they say. Agreed, J-Man. Last week's Orville sucked, and there's the thing. It could have. Here, let me tell you something about me, folks. And I know it doesn't seem like it. It could have put forth. It could have had certain opinions in it that I disagreed with, and I could still say it was a great episode. And let me say that again. It could have put things in a certain way, it could have expressed certain views that I totally disagree with. It's still been a great episode if it wasn't propaganda. If it were just a good story where they had views in there I don't like or disagree with. Because that's happened to me when Hollywood still had talented people. Oh, Janet from another planet, my dear. So lovely to see you. I hope you're doing well, beautiful lady. You see, when Hollywood still had talented people producing their products, and I mean, because they've been putting their leftist messages in entertainment for 60 years. Some people act like this all started in 2016. No, it's just become more crass and obvious since then. They've been doing it for the longest time. Well, if you love to enjoy movies or TV or love to read books or love to read comics, because the artistic mind sometimes is quite illogical, that it just stands to reason that most artists are going to have rampantly, emotionally charged views that usually don't live in the reality that everyone else does. And they're going to put those things in their art. And if you learn how to understand that they're still talented at telling a good story, but they put that stuff in their art, and you still enjoy it. I've learned how to compartmentalize that and still love, the work done by other people. But when it's propaganda, that's different. When it's an opinion, it's an opinion. When it's propaganda, that's different. And not counting the politics of it, says J-Man, it was boring. Agreed. And literally, it was boring. And it was boring. It was just about Topa, and we don't care about who we don't care about. I don't care about him either. And literally, everyone is willing to give up their careers to help her. No one on the crew is opposed. Of course not. There used to be there would have been people opposed to it on this show when it was fair-handed, but it was boring. There have been other very quiet, reserved episodes of the Orville that were just character studies and intelligent scripting that weren't action-packed, that were not boring. This one is, because propaganda is always boring. And again, differing views aren't necessarily always boring. Discourse is not boring. Challenging your own views is not boring. Propaganda to pander to a certain group, and that's what this was, unlike many other episodes. That's what this was, and the week before even more so, to an nth degree. That's boring. Actually, last week was boring. The week before was absolutely atrocious and horrifically stupid. Again, if there were just a few views put out here and there in an episode that was a really interesting story where I got to see the characters that I love doing interesting things, I wouldn't be angry right now. But 2 episodes like that back to back after again, I love the first episode of this season. There was messaging in there, but we could all get behind the messaging of, hey, don't off yourself, which is what it was. And then the second episode wasn't really all that political. It was just, it was kind of a horror episode. I had qualms with the second episode, but at least it wasn't propaganda. And the third episode, there were things here and there. I thought it was just, I didn't really have qualms with that one as well, but it was okay. Fourth one hit us blindsided. For me, it did anyway. Max Redstone, what's up, buddy? He leaves a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. You're too kind. He says, Clobby just tested, for 4 Vidco. Going to rest tonight. Had planned on infiltrating your vault to find your oversized Wicket Bear and Yub Nub lyrics. Well, you can do that anytime, buddy. Max, I'm so sorry about that, dude. Stay well and keep us posted, please, my friend. My goodness, man. So sorry about that, buddy. Hang in there and hang tough. And for those who pray, please pray. And those who vibe, please vibe at the great Max Redstone. That's okay. Like a bat. I got you. Hey, Bush McFadden, welcome. So that's basically where I stand on it. Look, there's always things in life that we're going to disagree with, and that's fine. That are challenging, that are discourse. Up until episode 4 of this season, the show had been about discourse. The past 2 episodes have been about propaganda, and I've just lost my enthusiasm for looking forward to an episode. I'm not counting it down tonight. I'll watch it tonight if I remember to watch it. And I guess that means Friday morning I will go back on Loki's show with him and review it. Because I made it, I promised that I would. I'm actually, I'm not looking forward to Thor: Love and Thunder either, but I'm almost looking forward to it more than I'm looking forward to this episode tonight, to be honest with you, because I was one of those fools who I love the first 2 seasons, and I just was so excited about this season, worried but excited, and after that first episode, I was happy. There you go, Max. Biz, those first 2 seasons, I was so happy. Even after the first episode. And then when the second one, I was not in a bad mood. I was like, okay, it was all right. And even after the third one, I had not lost into my enthusiasm. Episode 4 killed it. Or at least it shot it and it was bleeding and it was on life support. And then episode 5 nailed the coffin on it, maybe. It nailed it, no, not maybe. Episode 5 nailed shut the coffin on my enthusiasm for the show. If tonight's episode is really good and there's nothing like that in it, then maybe there could be a resurrection of enthusiasm. I don't know. J-Ben says, my wife didn't like it either. This episode was bad TV. They may as well just have done a PSA and talk to the screen. Exactly. That's exactly what they did the whole time, J-Man. I'm 100% with you, but there are a lot of people that aren't seeing this. And that's fine if they don't see it. They're seeing what they want to see. And I'm sorry if they think that's, look, they're telling me that. Those same people, not all of them, some are being nice. But a lot of them are telling me I'm seeing what I want to see. Now, I'm seeing what I understand. I'm a keen observer of this sort of thing. And they're seeing what they want to see. And they're, look, it's not easy to lose something when there's so much garbage out there to have something to enjoy like I was enjoying this. to have it taken away abruptly like that by the creators of the show. I'd rather just, I would have rather this don't make it anymore. And I'd always been going, damn, I wish they would make the Orville again. I guess maybe I got shown, hey, careful what you wish for in 2022, right? Anyway, why talk about it anymore? Let's get off of it. Let's look at my poll here. It's kind of a weird poll. I guess a few people voted. A few of you voted. Let's see. 9 votes. How many votes we got going on? Batman and Superman are in that dead heat, looks like. I'm going to refresh this here and let's see how this vote is going. And I know I didn't get to, it's kind of, for some of you don't know, nondescript, these two comics. Okay, 15 votes in, and Batman, wow, is Batman in the lead? Let's see. All right. And in the lead with 44% after 16 votes, Batman number 321 is in the lead. Superman Annual 11 is with 24% in second place. Third place, Hulk Thing, the Big Change graphic novel is in at 18%, and at 12% in fourth place is Justice League number 200. All of which I will review. All of which I will review. For those who do not know, the comic that you voted in first place, I don't know, are any of you familiar with that Batman number 321? Let me see if I can snag a picture of that one. Let's see if I can snag a picture of that one. I've got one somewhere. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. I'm sure I do anyway. I just grabbed it. Just went completely off the top of my head, trying to think of ones to put on there. I was this poll doesn't let you write out the whole descriptions or titles of things and stuff. They give you only 35 characters on each one of the, and they only give you 4 choices. Where are you? I know I had a picture of that sucker somewhere. Let's see. But this is one of my favorite issues of Batman from the Bronze Age. Where are you? Thought I had it saved. The story inside. Let me pull up a picture of it. Let me go snag a picture because I want to show you the picture. Batman 321. All right, Batman 321. By the way, I want to thank the great Cardinalson. Had a good time hanging out with him last night on his show talking about Spider-Man comics. That was a lot of fun. All right, here we go. I want to see how many of you remember this comic book. Okie dokie. Hang on one second, folks. I'll put it up there. Sorry, my computer's slow. I apologize. It's a slow-assing slow-asser. Okay. Okay. Pulling it up now, folks. This, of course, is a comic book by has a great Garcia Lopez cover. Lynn Wein, Walt Simonson, Dick Giordano on the creative side of it. Yes, but one of Walt Simonson's early works. Certainly one of his early works on Batman. And almost there, folks. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's open Wednesday. What are you gonna do? I'm slow anyway. My computer's about as slow like me. Where are you, dude? There you are. Okay. All right. So, okay. Anyway, my computer's slow like me, so I do apologize. I got a bazillion pictures. They're very out of order on these things, and sometimes it takes me a while to get to them. I had to go get this one because I thought I had it downloaded. All right. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Okay. So I'm not looking at the chat at the moment, so I apologize, everyone. But I'm pulling because I was pulling up the pic. Here we go. Anyone remember this comic book? Let's see. But let me go back and check your what you guys are saying. Yeah, Batman's just taking the lead. Now, see, that Superman story is going to get done soon. That's, of course, Superman Annual number 11, Alan Moore's classic, For the Man Who Has Everything. The title of this story is Dreadful Birthday, Dear Joker. Now, I've not read this in 40 years, probably. It always stuck with me, though. So it's probably pretty goofy. For example, I don't think Commissioner Gordon's really on fire. Yes, Bushi would be correct. That has been reprinted in the greatest Joker stories ever told. But I have, Chris, same deal. I've not read this comic. Hey, Dave, what's up, bud? Gap Stargate, hello there. Sorry I missed you guys. I was picking up this picture. Make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Welcome, my friends. Good to see you. Bush has it. I have not read this since. Well, since I bought it off the newsstand in 1979. Yep. However, it's pretty funny. It's a funny comic, and it's got one. This one probably has my single favorite Joker henchman kill of all time. But how good is the story now? Going back all these years, well, I mean, it was great, So I don't know. I mean, it's probably pretty goofy in a fun way. But anyway, it would be fun to go back and review that one again. So, 1979, Garcia Lopez cover, Walt Simonson inside with Dick Giordano inking What's Not to Love. Cool, J-Man. Hey, J-Man, you want to review this one with me? I know it's tough for you to do stuff at night, but just for the hell of it, because I mean, it might be the goofiest thing ever, but it might be fun to review. Doesn't take long. It's a short comic. So it'd be fun to read. Again, it's just like there are a lot of comics that I've read over and over again over the years, but there are a lot of them I have not read again. I remember liking it and going, oh man, that was a great one. When I think to myself, when did I read that? In 1979. Oh, sure. Yes, Batman, indeed. Indeedishness. We will review. Okay, we will set it up soon. The one that's in last place, or in third place, the Hulk teen graphic novel. Mark D and I are already on plans to do that in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, I just put it on there for the hell of it, but. So, good. I will set that up in a couple of weeks. J-Man. Just for the fun of it, man. Because why not? Also coming up soon, this year is, of course, Spider-Man's 60th anniversary. He really, last month was the actual anniversary of the debut of Amazing Fantasy number 15. And so we're a little late to the party on that. I didn't get a chance to do a celebration then, but probably either later this month or in August, there will be a big Spider-Man celebration. Chris Berger says, Clobby, didn't they use this issue for an episode in the Batman animated series? I remember the plot. No, sir, I don't believe so. They did use a few different comics in the animated series. I don't believe they used this one, but you could, I mean, unless my memory's faulty, I'll tell you what they did use. They used a combination of the very first bring the very first comic that sort of brings the Joker back to scary standards with O'Neill and Adams, Batman number 251. They only used the tail end of it, though. They used Steve Englehart and Marshall Rogers' Dreadful Birthday. The Laughing Fish. So they did, and they even, I think, didn't they use it? I think they used a werewolf comic as well on one of those. So they have used a comic or two. Those two comics for sure, I can tell you that they used. From Detective Comics and from Batman number 251. Classic, of course. In spite of my crappy memory, it's a classic. It's yeah. But as far as this one though, I don't think they had a Joker birthday episode. Now look, dude, my memory's so bad these days. You could ask me a question on something, or you could have told me that you were sure that they did it. In my stupid memory, I wouldn't doubt you. And you could totally make it up out of whole cloth. And I'd probably go, oh, maybe they did. I'd buy it. Oh. But as far as I know, they did not. Now, again, they did use part of the ending of this comic and the beginning of an Englehart Rogers issue, which I don't have the picture of, but at the moment I was trying to find the picture of that one. Well, crap. Thought I had the pictures all up. Yeah, I've had that picture up a million times now. I can't find it. Typical. Yeah, well, anyway. The laughing fish they used. Well, here's a sort of representation of it, though. What they did, and this is just a reprint of the Laughing Fish by Englehart and Rogers from Detective Comics. But there was this story. They adapted it into an episode of the animated series, except they tacked on the ending of this comic. Both representations of Joker being turned back to the dark character that he was. Maybe it was a different Batman cartoon. And spoilers, I remember Batman being thrown off the boat only to have the boat hit some rocks and explode. Apparently, the Joker killing Joker. Yeah, that happened at the end of this story. Now, which was something used to happen a lot. If the possibility exists that could have been done on that show, the Batman, that anime-looking thing they did. Remember that anime-looking show they did called The Batman? I couldn't stand the way it looked, so I never watched it. People always tell me, it's all right, it was good. But, hey, more power to you. Not for me, though. My chat's being wonky, folks. So I hope you're still there. So, hey, I trust you, it's Chris. You got to have a better memory than me, dude. Anyway, so yeah, so maybe we'll review this one. Good comment. What else is going out there with you guys? Let's see here. We've got. I don't have really anything to look forward to watch anymore because, well, Deep Space Nine, of course, coming up soon after we get through with the TNG movies. I watched the first 2 TNG movies last night. Hungry boy, that's exactly right. Remember the Joker in that laughing fish story? He wanted to copyright all fish by putting his face on all of them. Yeah, so. Yeah, Chris, I couldn't get into that The Batman show. I don't know if J-Man watched it, but if a lot of people who watched it, there's some people said the villains look so horrible on there. I mean, I didn't mind how Batman looked that much. I'm not into that animated anime style look for it, but the villains look horrific. Could not get into that thing. God bless them. I couldn't do it. And then did anyone watch that short-lived crap Beware the Batman? We lost Batman Brave and the Bold for that shit? J-Man. I own the Batman but never watched it. Just buy stuff. Wow, dude, I hear you. J-Man is part of the problem. Dark Shadow Logan. Logan, what's up, dude? I can get past what you say there. I can get past the animation style. I can't get past how shitty the villains look. Snortapoopus, what's up, dude? Long time. Good to see you. Did they put Beware the Batman out? And yeah, I mean, Logan, I just really, really hate the way all of the villains, I mean, they look like dog crap. I really didn't mind the way Batman looked. Oliver Belamonte, hey there, says Clobby, which was a better mascot for the Joker, laughing hyenas or the smiling Joker fish? I guess I'd have to go with the hyenas. Fish can't do much. Hyenas can attack people and everything. So, and then of course I know they were very loyal to Harley, weren't they? Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go with the hyenas there. Andy Masterson, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. The smiling cat. Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't think he needs a mascot. Joker hates everybody. Harley was his mascot. And by the way, unpopular opinion. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Yeah, Chris. Beware the Batman, where Bruce Wayne replaced Alfred with a female ninja butler. She was basically Katana. That was sucked. That show was a piece of garbage. We lost, I think, they replaced Batman Brave and the Bold with that trash. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Eric. He says, Cabal is assembled. Are you planning? Yes, the Cabal, the comic book shop Cabal is here. At least, yeah, that's true. Dark Shadow Logan, Eric, D. Bud Martin, and myself, we are the comic book shop Cabal, of course. But Gary, I guess Gary would be the Lord Grand High Master. I'm just a little plebe. Those guys had shops in big cities. Agreed, Hungry Boy. Beware the Batman was a piece of shit. God, I hated it. Not just for that weird animation. I don't really care about that too much. It's just you get rid of Alfred. Go screw off. Well, they had Alfred, but they got rid of him or something. Alfred looked terrible, by the way. And they had they thought they were being so clever by using shitty villains that nobody likes, like what was it, Mr. Pig or something, and one of these other, a couple of these stupid Grant Morrison villains. I remember that. Unpopular opinion, I was about to say earlier. I was never the biggest fan of Batman Beyond. I liked it. Captain Cockney Spock, what's up, buddy? I liked it. But my favorite part about it was old man Bruce Wayne. Terry was okay. I never really liked this costume that much. There were some good stories. It was a good show. But a lot of people it's nothing wrong with loving it. I think it was well done. This is never really, I don't know. I've had my druthers that have done something other than, yes, there you go. Pygmalion and, but Mr. Pig, dumb characters that no one cared about. They had a point to not use all the old ones over and over again, but I just didn't like them. But they could have done some other show than Batman Beyond. It was good. It was fine. I'm not trashing it. Yeah. Batman Beyond was okay. Not dying over, to be honest. Still bought the DVD. Yeah. I mean, I like it. I actually bought a set of them too. It's good. All that future stuff. Yeah, I never really liked Spider-Man 2099 like a lot of people did. This didn't really do anything for me either, the comic book, I mean. So, Batman Beyond's okay. I probably would have done another cartoon for that if I had a chance, though. So I would have had them do something different, but they didn't ask me. They forgot to call me. They forgot my number. They threw it out. They didn't call me up, say, hey, we're about to do this cartoon called Batman Beyond, but we want to check with you first. Do you think we should do that, or what do you think? What's your own personal opinion on the matter? I am right there on the same page with you, Dark Shadow Logan. The best successor to Batman the Animated Series was Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. I love them. They're fantastic. I just got through watching them again for the bazillionth time. The Batman had that crappy mix of unique graffiti crap. Yeah. Oh, God. Want to be cheap anime. The villains were so horrible on that. All right, to the great J-Man. Thank you, buddy. He has to run. So we're good. We will soon, J-Man and I shall review Batman 321. I'll put that back up here. We've decided that's the one that won the poll. The other ones will get reviewed actually too. So that'll come soon. And of course, Saturday, Thor: Love and Thunder will be. That'll be Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern, for my time, Central. Thor: Love and Thunder special Clobberin Times review with J-Man, Sean, hopefully Mark D with a C will join us. Yes, so we will bring that service to you. We will watch the movie so you don't have to. Have a good night, J-Man. Appreciate you, brother. Tomorrow I will be enduring that movie just for you guys. Matthew Pounder. Hey, Superman Annual 11 is great. And so it's going to look, I'm going to talk to my buddy MVP. Max von Priestley and I reviewed, at the beginning of the year, we reviewed Superman's For the Man Who Has Everything. I think we're going to review the other two Alan Moore stories for Superman. If I can get him on board, I'll see him. I'll contact him this week very soon, which of course is Superman Annual 11 For the Man Who Has Everything. The other one is DC Comics Presents 83, The Jungle Line. We may review those two as well. Batman Brave and the Bold, which I love it, man. Was the best, though, for paying homage to much of Batman's history in both film and TV and comics. Totally agree with you there, buddy. Dark Shadow. Batman Brave and the Bold is my happy place. Hey, Hungry Boy, I don't blame you, buddy. You should not watch. You shouldn't. I won't be watching a second of Takeda's fart in the Cathedral of Thor's fans. Um, Captain Cockney Spock. I hate all of the DC animated movies they've done since 2012, but there were a lot of people all over me to watch Justice League Dark. So it's funny you mentioned that. And I was one night, a few months back, whatever it was, I turned that one on, and I got about a minute or two into it before I wanted to throw up, and I just stopped. Now, I'm not talking about if you're talking about the movie, I haven't touched the comic. I don't touch any DC comics, but I watched the movie, and it was revolting. It has Superman in his horrible costume. It had Batman in a crappy costume. It's just all, yeah. It took me about maybe a minute into it or 2 minutes to decide that I can't. This is not for me, and I've just decided no. I don't need Justice League Dark. Now, of course, I know it's the other characters. By the way, I have no problem with Constantine and Swamp Thing and Zatanna and all those characters together. That's fine. I like it. Okay, but if you're talking about the animated movie Justice League Dark, first 2 minutes I was just revolted by it. Just not for me. See, I don't mind the darker part of the DC universe existing, although we've seen what good that's done us in Vertigo comics and different things like that. Mixing them into the dark, and Alan Moore kind of did a lot of this too, granted, but he kind of kept them separate in a way. Mixing them in with the superheroes, I'm never fond of. So, people who do like it. So if you have not seen it, Cockney, I can tell you it has good word of mouth and people do enjoy it. So if you're into that sort of thing, you might like it. It might be good. You might if you. It's well liked by people. Yeah. Well, it's an animated movie, Cockney. I wasn't talking about the comic. I don't read the comic. It's an animated movie. And I thought that's what you were referring to because there's no movie yet. And I haven't read the comic book. I just defaulted to the because we were talking about animation, so I thought you were talking about that. I apologize if I got you wrong. I love Zatanna. Oh, who doesn't love Zatanna? I mean, yeah. Are you kidding? Damn, who doesn't love Zatanna? Oh my god, dude. Ugh. I love her. She's one of my favorites. I almost love her as much as Paul Dini loves her, but nobody loves her that much. Eric K. Eric K. I'm with you, dude. Ragnarok pissed me off also. I kind of sort of just glossed over it at first. I liked a lot of the Kirby tributes in Ragnarok, but repeated viewings have not gone well with me for that movie. Dark Shadow, it's Elseworlds. They do adapt Elseworlds stories sometimes for the animated movies, but they also done crap like adapting Screw 52 trash. And I mean, when I look at Screw 52 comics, it's bad enough. When I watch these animated movies, were doing so well before that, adapting really good comics, and then they stopped right there and start adapting the the shitty Screw 52 trash, Flashpoint and Screw 52. And I'm not kidding. Look, I can't. Another reason I can't watch that stuff is when I see all those Screw 52 costumes. I mean, it's bad. It makes me sad, and it makes my eyes bleed for one thing. Hey, Zatanna, Gray Morrow. I love Gray Morrow, so yes. I mean, Matthew, yes. Zatanna, Gray Morrow. By Gray Morrow. Gray Morrow is one of my faves. Hungry Boy. Okay, no discussion of that. Of Goldblum. Part of superheroing is the costume. Part of why we love superheroes is the costume. The costumes, and when those are terrible, you lose me. Yes, indeed, Hungry Boy. I love Gray Morrow. Gray Morrow Zorro. Ray Morrow's Zatanna. Ray Morrow on, a lot of stuff. Even on Star Trek comics. All right, let's take a look at the poll, see if it's changed any. All right, we'll get a few votes. I got to refresh my screen here. Let's take a look at the poll and see what's going on here. What's all this then with this poll business? I just kind of pulled that one out of my arse there with the ones I chose. Come on, you the okay. Hang on a second, folks. It's 34 votes. So yes, it's been a while since I've reported. Here we go. Oh my, we have a big change, folks. I didn't realize this, and I don't mean that as actually it was an unintentional pun, because the big change has jumped out in the first place with 32%. Oh my goodness, at 34 votes. I mean, Superman Annual was leading by, leaps over a tall building. Batman 321 was leading by leaps all over a tall building, but Superman was right there. Now, those two are neck and neck in second place at 26%. And there's some more votes going in. Big change. Ooh, it dropped off a little, but it's still at 34%, number one in first place. Batman and Superman are dead at 26% and 14% for Justice League of America, number 200. My goodness gracious. What an amazing comeback. Pulling into the lead is Hulk Thing, the big change. I am astonished at the dexterity and the performance. Unbelievable. Benji and Brute. Oh, the people want to see the big matchup. All right, Anaxa Mandibear. Hello there. Cockney, yeah, Cockney Spock. I guess I was just. You're right. It's the comic you were probably referring to. I never read it. That was me being an idiot. Forgive me, but I just automatically defaulted to the animated movies because I stopped before the Screw 52. So when you mentioned Justice League Dark, I didn't even think about the comic book. That's comic book. That's me being a senile old idiot fool, and I apologize. Cam Crash Courses, what's up, buddy? So I apologize to you, my buddy, Captain Cockney Spock. I, like an idiot, I just went right there to the animated movie instead of the comic book. Because again, I never read the comic. I didn't read any other Screw 52 either. So again, and that's even though I hate Screw 52 in general, nothing against anyone who read the comic, but I would just automatically I don't know. I mean, I'm a moron. What can I tell you? So I am just, I can't believe that. The last time I checked, about, what was it, 10, 15 minutes ago, Batman had a huge lead. I guess I'm about to pull up a picture of the big change. I don't know if any of you have read the big change. Let's go ahead and get a picture of that, though. There we go. By, of course, art by the great Bernie Wrightson. In the lead now is the big change by Jim Starlin and Bernie Wrightson. Oh my goodness, what a race we are having. I'm sorry. I know people are tired of my stupid Howard Cosell. I can't help it. When we get an athletic competition like that, I just lose it. I don't know. Okay. I mean, well, that I cannot believe that the momentum shift on that one, though. That's pretty amazing. That is, well, that is one weird stuff. Sorry, Steve Mitchum. Apologies to the great Steve Mitchum for that. I know he hates that. He hates my Howard Cosell as much as he hates my Johnny Carson. He just hates me. Oh, she ate. Let's see here. Damn it, I was trying to find my picture of my Superman annual. I can never find my pictures when I need them. You notice that? Son of a bitch. Can't find my pictures when I want them. Erg. Well, anyway. So here we go. We've got the Thing Hulk back in the lead. I appreciate everyone for voting. Appreciate that. I'm actually shocked by that, though. Shocked, I tell you. Ugh. Computer problem. Sorry. Sorry. All right. Urgh. Sorry about him having technical difficulties. Please forgive me. Why are you doing this to me? All right. I think I got it sussed out. So sorry, everybody. Distracted there by some dumb technical difficulties. I'm back. I'm back to the chat now. Couldn't see the chat. Scotty. Hello there, Scott. Hey, Jill. Jill. Lovely to see you, Jill. I think Scotty's here. Who else popped in? That popped in without me. I couldn't have my eyes off the chat. I apologize. Well, thank you for that, Cockney Spock. You were too kind to say those kind words. I'm not worthy. Thank you. Let's see here. Good to see you, Scotty. Lovely to see you. Wonderful, Jill. Just making sure I've got everybody here, keeping track of everybody, because I was sorry, everybody. I was taking care of getting a picture put up in there. Damn it. So right now that comic is in the lead. This was, of course, a graphic novel from the late 80s, the 80s. Let's just say the 80s. Jim Starlin did the writing, of course, the artist by the great Bernie Wrightson. It is a crazy, goofy, fun thing. It's just about, well, if you're a fan of the Thing, that means you're a fan of the Thing and the Hulk. They're connected in a way, unlike any other characters are connected. And they're always fighting. And one of the fun things about it is the Thing is just so outmatched. He's so outmatched, but it's he fights on anyway, That's the cover of the first printing. They changed it later. And by the way, I know this is geek stuff. This is ridiculous. Geekness minutia, comic book geek minutia. That's an actual real graphic novel, folks. There's a pet peeve of those who usually either hardcore comics fans or just especially everybody in the business. You go into the damn Barnes and Noble. Does anyone else get aggravated when you see graphic novels on the things of Barnes and Noble? Tim's Talk. What's up, buddy? Well, Chris Burgess, funny you mentioned that because yes, I do have a Tootsie Pop. Sorry, I didn't mean for you all to know that. I'm putting it away now. I'm sorry. Oh, you're right, Chris. But Chris is extraordinary, man. He nails it, man. But pod racing Palpatine, hello there, buddy. And yeah, does anybody else get worked up? Probably not, actually, because you got lives. When you go to what the things that get called graphic novels that are not graphic novels, yeah, that's a pet peeve right there. This is an actual graphic novel. And I know you, my friends here who've read comic books for a long time, know the difference between a graphic novel and a trade paperback, or a hardcover, or a compilation, in other words. I don't have to tell you, but I can't stand it. For example, when something like Watchmen or Dark Knight gets referred to as the graphic novel. I read the graphic novel of The Dark Knight. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because it doesn't exist. There's no such animal. Now, again, if you're not into comics, hey, no biggie. And see, there's the thing, Jill, like I say, you weren't into, if you're not into comics, like you say, there's no shame in not knowing it. I'm being a ridiculous geek here. Basically, the difference is, and I'm sure you've been to Barnes and Noble, Jill, where you see the comic sections, graphic novels. Well, see, a graphic novel, which is a lovely name, this here, if you see at the top of this book here, Marvel graphic novel, it's a comic book that is created for a special, that format there. And this comic right here was made. It was not. This is, in other words, it's not a reprint. It's an original comic made for a specific size and format. It's that comic there is closer to like magazine size, but it's square bound. It's it was made for that format alone. Whereas if you see rows and rows and rows of these books with these either square bound and or hardcover books, many of the 90% of them are not graphic novels. They're compilations of the reprints of comic books from, they're reprints from the original floppy run that they had, the little staple backs, if you will, all compiled. Like, for example, Watchmen came out in segments originally as a staple back or a floppy, regular size. I mean, it was on higher quality paper, but it was regular format comic. Whereas The Dark Knight was a comic book sized, square bound book, but it was still segmented in 4 different issues. And then later, when that was finished, they compiled it into a compilation. We just call them trade paperback, or if it's in a hardcover, we call them a hardcover. Whereas again, when you see something like this here, this was how the book originally came. This complete story and everything came in this one package. That's actually, I don't know if that's an intentional pun, Cockney, but yes, an essential distinction. Because there's a line of trade paperbacks called Essentials. But anyway. So people just refer to Watchmen as a graphic novel when it's not. Exactly could not be reached for comment. It was a prestige format. That was Dark Knight. So a graphic novel was that's how it came initially, like that. Right. Star Trek OCT on one Blu-ray doesn't make it a movie. A movie collecting Watchmen one doesn't make it a graphic novel. That is really well said to the great Captain Cockney Spock. Yes. So, and by the way, I'm a freak for trade paperbacks, trades and hardcovers. When I can get them cheap, of course. I mean, there's nothing like it. I love them. I don't care that they're reprints. I love reprints. And I love graphic novels. So Marvel had a series called Marvel Graphic Novel Series, where DC actually has had it too. Monkey see, monkey do with those two companies. Marvel see, Marvel do, DC see, DC do. There were a couple of other graphic novels before the Marvel graphic novel series. The first one in this series for Marvel was called The Death of Captain Marvel. In this series, they actually did one before that. There was a Silver Surfer, counted as a graphic novel because If it's another format other than the standard comic book format, a book format, and that's what this is. This is a book. It's not a magazine or in that sense. That's why it's a graphic novel. Then it can technically be a graphic novel if it's a one story, one in there. So yeah, there was an extraordinary. I thought I had the picture of it somewhere. Where are you? I had it. Oh well, I don't know what I did with it, but the death of Captain Marvel, of course, was the first Marvel in that series of graphic novels, not the first Marvel graphic novel. Anyway, I know it's silly, but that's a comic book ridiculous comic geek thing that we all have. Every time we see someone call something a graphic novel, it's like nails on the chalkboard. When people say, "I read the graphic novel of The Dark Knight," no, you didn't. And again, it's silly of us to act that way about it. Hey, Kamloops, last 70s rock fan. What's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Thanks for popping in. Great to see you all. All right, now I'm gonna see if I'm surprised by my result. I'm gonna check my results again of the poll. But let me refresh it. So let me surprise myself of how this looks. My eyes are off the chat for a second, folks. I apologize because this thing takes a second. I want to see if it can surprise me again. This is a little bit quicker than I checked it last time, but I'm blown away how this one jumped out in front. So let me just see again if there are any surprises. No, not really. Okay. Now 41 votes. The big change, the Hulk theme graphic novel, is still out front. We were planning to do this one next anyway, but it's in first place at 34%, holding strong. Superman Annual number 11 for The Man Who Has Everything by Alan Moore. I couldn't fit all that. It wouldn't let me write all that on the thing, by the way. At 27%, has jumped into a slight lead on Batman 321 with 27% over Batman 321's 24%, and Justice League 200 is at the 15% level. What's interesting about that is this all started out, Batman 321 had a huge lead. And that's amazing. That's incredible. Not again, no pun. Batman just got. I mean, boy, Hulk and thing just jumped out there. I'm shocked. I love them all, though. Yeah, and we're gonna review them all. I'll probably review Justice League 200, and when I do this, I mean, if I do it at the same time by myself in a video or something, when I review Avengers 200. Have any of you ever read Avengers 200? Jesus, God Almighty. Is that a wackadoodle comic? Anyone? I don't know if anyone of you guys remember that. But I'm calling shenanigans. Mail-in votes. I've just reread. Hungry Boy. I just recently, and Andy Masterson. I know you've read Marvel. I don't know if you've read that comic. I read Avengers 200 a few weeks ago again for the first time since 1980. Because there's always this controversy about it. And I don't see that it should be that controversial. I think it's just a bunch of Marvel silly babies whining about it. But it is dumb and it is weird. And I, I don't know. It's pretty silly. So I don't know if anyone who else can remembers much about it, or who remembers anything about it. But then, because it had been so long since I've read it, I'm like, wow, I don't really remember that much. And I've read things over the past couple of years where people talking about it. This is the most. It was a waste of a 200th issue. Yeah, absolutely, Hungry Boy. So many people. So many people like talking about how offended they were by that story. I had to go back and read it recently because I'm like, wow. I remember it being dumb. And Jim Shooter's fault, probably, because Dave Michelinie and some other guys who were involved were good writers, but had Perez art at least. And you're right, Hungry Boys, the inking sucked. So I reread it again recently. I'm like, it's kind of weird. It doesn't make any sense. That's the problem. It's a stupid story and it is a waste. And it's just, ugh, but who's all offended about it? It is creepy. It's weird. Don't get me wrong. It is strange. Mike Clobby says it. Andy says it was the 80s when women loved reform rapist in all the soap operas. That's a good point. It was like an 80s soap opera. Thank you, Andy Masterson. Come to think of it, yeah, yes, sir. And that is correct, Matthew Pounder. These two guys did work on Batman the Cult, which I hated. Andy Masterson says, I didn't like the story, but it's retro. Exactly. Luke and Laura. Oh, God. Was that Degenerate Hospital? Yeah. It was so 80s soap opera. That's a good way to put it, Andy Masterson. Yeah, Matthew Pounder, they did. I don't know about you, but I did not like Batman the Cult. And I had my shop at the time and I ordered kind of heavy on it. And then I'm reading this thing, because I pre-read everything, especially weird. And I said, you know what, asshole DC, as much as I like The Killing Joke, this is the second time right after The Killing Joke, you produce a Batman comic that I can't sell kids to. Yes, it's prestige format. I get it. But what? It's still a Batman comic book. And I couldn't sell it to kids. I had kids trying to buy it. And I had to, like 3 or 4 times, talk to their parent to say, and show the comic book and say, well, I don't think look, you can make this decision. But I want you to see this before you buy this Batman comic for your kid. And they appreciated it. I remember to this day, like I said, about 10, 15 years ago, I walked into a comic, or 10 years ago, whatever, walked into a comic shop, a local around here, and a guy had just gotten hired, and he asked me if I was. He asked my name, and if I am who he thinks he was, and he started talking, and he told me the story about how he tried to buy The Killing Joke, and his mom was waiting for him outside in the car, and I went outside with him to the car to his mother to get permission because he was too young, and he remembered that forever, and he of course became a big Batman fan. Killing Joke and Batman the Cult. I'm like, what the hell, DC? They're Batman comics. Stop that stuff. But that was, 1988. I'm looking at Avengers 37 now. It is more entertaining than 200. Inks are just as bad, though. 37? Well, that's way back, dude. Are we talking about Don Heck or somebody? Or was Buscema on that already? I don't think so. I don't know. You have to let me know. But yes. Oh, is it heck? Okay, heck yes. I get it. I see what you did there. Heck yes. Oh, happy birthday to the great Mark D with a C's mom. Good to see you, dude. How you doing? But yes, it's funny how those two guys did Batman the Cult, and it was disturbing and ugly. And by the way, the art, I love Bernie Wrightson, but the art was horrible on it, in my opinion. But they did something just kind of crazy, fun off the wall with this Thing Hulk graphic novel that we will review, apparently. Oh, we're going to review it anyway, but it's cool how he did I mean his art look, I don't know why. It looked like he was more interested in doing it because they're all because Wrightson likes to draw monsters and freaky stuff, so it just kind of fit for him. Whereas it just didn't really need to be. I don't know that story. That's just Batman the cult. I keep wanting to call it another C word. So weird, wild stuff, man. Um, bu- 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 let's see here. You have the standard invite, Mark D, but only if you feel like it, dude. So, all right, we'll do this in a couple of weeks. I think I'm next Monday night might be another animation review for Loki and myself. Basically, Jill, they got some kind of alien thingy that transported them to another planet. It was a really crazy, fun story. Weird story, though. Hey, I almost missed that one. Cardinal Sin with a 1999 super sticker. Hey, buddy. How are you doing, everyone? By the way, I'm again big shout out and thank you to the great Cardinal Sin. As I mentioned earlier at the outset of the show tonight, I had a terrific time hanging out with him and the great Canadian Spider-Man last night, talking all things Spidey, or a few things Spidey, I should say, and that was a lot of fun. If you have not, by the way, if you have not subscribed to the Cardinal Sins channel, please, if someone could get the link in there, please go to their channel and subscribe. You probably have. And please go to his channel and check out the video we did last night. Basically, his old buddy and our old buddy, Canadian Spider-Man, he is in his really cool Spider-Man costume, I might add. Cardi sent him a handful of Amazing Spider-Man comics from 1976. Thank you, Jill. Thank you so much. And because he had never read any Spider-Man comics before, even though he is Canadian Spider-Man, who does whatever a Canadian Spider can. And he read them, and we talked about the issues, and it was a lot of fun. And me talking comics of any kind is always fun for me. So it was great stuff, and I really enjoyed it. Those two gentlemen are extraordinary to hang out with, and it was really cool. And again, I thank you so much for having me on last night, Cardinal Sin. You were too kind, sir. And I want to thank the great Eric K for the $5 super chat. He says, has anyone ever, have you ever danced with, as you danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Quoting the Batman movie from 1989. I have not yet danced with any devils in the pale moonlight, but thanks for asking. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm jealous of old Canadian Spidey. Man, at his age, and because I know he's not a young feller. I mean, he just turned. I'm not going to say how old he is because he might not want me to say that, but he looks damn good in that costume, man. I couldn't. I wish I was in the kind of shape that young feller is in. Very good, very good. I got to hand it to him. Oh, Cam says it was an awesome show, and thank you so much. I really enjoyed it as well. Cardinal Sin knows how to put on a show. So, let us see. I know it's been a while, but let's see where our excuse me, our poll is now. Check it out here. I guess it loaded there. Okay. So at 43 votes, wow, Hulk thing still moving strong at 37% and not in first place. And second place, Superman Annual number 11 for the man who has everything by the great Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. And in third place at 23%, hanging tough. He was in first place for a while, and for some reason, all the way back to third place now. Batman number 321, Dreadful Birthday Dear Joker by Lynn Wing, Walter Simonson, and Mr. Dick Giordano. A fabulous comic. And in last place, for some reason, and it is a great comic, by the way, at 14%, Justice League of America number 200. I am shocked, frankly shocked, but these happenings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I know my Howard Cosell is annoying. I just can't help it. See here. Beliver Belamonte says, Clobby, I heard that Robert Pattinson said the next villain in Matt Reeves, the Batman, he wants in the sequel will be the Court of Owls. Well, he really loses me if he does that, because I mean, I didn't even like the Batman anyway. And because it's not even, I mean, that's not really certainly not my Riddler, not even my Penguin, so he can suck it. But the Court of Owls is modern-y crap that I just can't get into. So, but you know what, Oliver, he probably will do that, and if he does, fine. He doesn't need me to watch his movies. So I'm not thrilled about that, but I'm not shocked by that either. So that's probably what will happen. Jill says someone didn't even like the episode, but still said I was trashing it. I was trying to be as nice as possible, but I had to be honest. So, you were talking about what's going on with the Orville? Yeah, I talked a little bit about at the outset of the show about my thoughts and how we're not even counting down. I'm not even excited about the Orville anymore. I'll watch it tonight. But I did talk about that earlier. Wolfie, what's up, dude? Wolfie, I can't say it the way Raquel does. But Jill, and by the way, I'm sorry I missed your show yesterday, Jill. I tried to get to listen to it. I'll have to go back and see it and watch it. I tried to listen, and I was out somewhere. I didn't get to hear it, so I didn't get to hear your review yet. But everyone, please, of course, Jill, please put your channel in the chat, by the way, if you would, Jill. And I want everyone if anyone has not yet, whether you're anyone out there, and if you're listening on the rewatch, or everyone, this is linked to her and her channel and many other fine channels in my description below. Please go to her page and Cardinals page and a lot of other of my friends' pages and subscribe. Oh, you're going to be on tonight with Nerdporial. There you go. So, and Jill tonight, our friend Nerdporial, the Nerdporial Life Form, does a reaction review show of the Orville after it airs. It's late at night, obviously. And he has a different guest each week. He's asked me to be on in week 9. And Jill will be on there tonight. So please go to check out the Nerdporial Life Forms channel and subscribe to him and check out if you're an Orville fan. I was an Orville fan. I'll still watch it. And Chris Persia, you were right about me messing around with a Tootsie Roll Pop. I'll make it last, though. Cardinal Sin for $4.99 says, Clobby, DC calls and wants your input on the sequel to the Batman. How much would it take? I wouldn't charge him too much. I would charge him like maybe, I'd probably charge him about $10-15, maybe $20, They could slip me a 20, I'd help him out. Yeah, right. I'll tell you what I would do. I wouldn't make the movie 3 hours, and I wouldn't use that stupid Joker that they had that deleted scene with. I wouldn't use that shitty Jigsaw Riddler or even that dumb Penguin they had in there, really, or Catwoman again. I mean, Pattinson, I thought, did an okay job as Batman, but his face was covered up. I mean, his head was covered up. I just didn't like the movie that much. It's not really what I signed up for with Batman, but I tell you what, they wouldn't like any of my suggestions, brother. Agreed, Joe. Yeah, damn it. That's what I'm saying. Yes, I got my Tootsie Pop, but there's no. I hate when you buy a bag of Tootsie Pops and you can't get, the good flavor. I wanted a lemon and the cherry one. They don't have either one of them, the bungholes. Damn it. But this orange one's okay. Wolfie for $10. Thank you so much, man. You're too kind. Thank you very much. Thank you all for so much for this. He says visiting my wife's family in is that Iowa? IA is Iowa, I think, for the 4th. Seriously, just found a copy of Batman 321 tonight in their basement. Wow. I know very little about comics, but quick search said grab this one. My goodness. That's amazing. So you just picked up this comic. The one, yeah. I was talking. I think it's from like 1979. I have not read it since 79 or 80 or whatever, since it first came out. But I will be reviewing it again soon. But that's amazing, and I love that comic. I love it. And that's a big coinky dink there, Wolfie. That's incredible. Everyone see that again? It says, wow, you found a copy of this tonight in their basement. That's amazing. That's just spooky if you think about it, dude. Because the reason I say that, Wolfie, is because when I was making that poll 2 seconds before I started the show, I was just trying to think of just some kind of random comic that I hadn't read. I always remember this when certain scenes in it. Way off. You could not be more off the cuff than me, just pulling it out of my ass. I wasn't thinking about anything. And I go, let me just a random thingy. And when I made my poll, I realized how I couldn't put a full description. You only get like 35 characters to make on the little polls, and you only get 4 entries. So I just, out of nowhere, just pulled this one out and said, okay. And you're telling me that, and that was at 9 o'clock. That was about an hour and a half ago. And you're telling me tonight you found that comic. That's weird stuff, buddy. I love it. That's crazy, man. Blow pops are having problems now. Now you have to, get enough gum. Yeah. Oh, what? Now you have to have 2 to get enough gum. Oh, okay. They don't give you enough gum. I like blow pops, but I've always been a Tootsie Pop kind of guy. Oliver Belamonte says thumbs down from Marvel Comics, bringing out that Spider-Man. I'm not going to say those words because you never know. Called Webweaver. Well, it's not Marvel Comics anymore, my friend. Not for a long time. Wolfie says, got Batman 179, 329. Well, okay, 346, 323, 317, 308, 294, and a few others. They are in bad shape. Well, that's to be expected. They're old and probably not bagged, but hey, that is indeed serendipity, Mr. Chris Persia. Absolutely. Thank you so much to the great Cardinal Sin for a $9.99 super chat. He says, Clobby, DC calls and says Matt Reeves wants your input on the sequel, aka producer credit. What would it take to get you involved, and what would you do with it? It would take very little to get me involved, dude. It's not like I have much else to do. I don't know. It is Hollywood. Hollywood have to compromise all my principles, though. But what I would do with it is basically kind of ignore the previous film. I mean, it already happened. You can't do that 100%. I understand that. But I would probably I would make it a story about, I would probably go ahead and do a take on, see, I don't want to use Two-Face because they would ruin him up. They would ruin him. I don't want to use Ra's al Ghul because they would ruin him a little bit. I would want to, everyone's used the Joker. That's an interesting question. I think I would probably like to do, I would do it the way I've always wanted to see a Batman film done. In other words, not 3 hours, but at least the 2 hour range. And I would use multiple villains, but in an episodic way. Clayface might be interesting. In other words, I would actually want to do a story. I've always thought this should be a superhero film that is episodic, like the original Robert Altman's original MASH film, which is a masterpiece. It's episodic. It's almost like it has multiple short stories, and no one's ever really done that. I'd actually do that. I would take that chance with a Batman movie and not have it one big long drama. I would have him overcoming certain obstacles, and I would have it culminate into an adaptation of, my last act would be an adaptation of the classic Batman animated series episode, The Trial, in which he's in Gotham, and he's in Arkham Asylum, and he's put on trial by the villains who've taken it over. If I had to, I would take a serious chance and do something crazy like that. And yes, adapt what's good. If you're going to adapt stuff like they keep doing, adapt something good for God's sake. Decepticon, what's up, buddy? Batman sequel reveal. The sequel will be called The Batman. Oh, man. Good to see you there, Decepticon. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at the poll. How many votes do we have now? Oh, man. Okay. All right. We're at 45 votes now. Boy, it's just jumping all over the place because for almost a second there, second place was a tie again, but now it's not. 36% in first place, of course, still Hulk thing. Still in second place is Superman Annual 11, and Batman 321 at 24% is in third place. So Superman Annual number 11 is at 27 in it. They evened up for a second there. And poor old Justice League number 200, which is a wonderful comic, is only at 13%. My goodness, no love for the Justice League. My. Brian Hepburn. Hello there. Good to see you, my friend. I don't know if we've had the pleasure, but it is great to have you here. I too would like to see something with the Gentleman Ghost. Wolfie says, yeah, it is. I was thinking Clobby will be able to tell me what to grab. Could not grab them all. Oh, okay. Let's see here. I'm not sure what that was in response to. So I missed that. So I was looking at something. I was looking at that poll. I'm sorry. Yes, DB. D-Bud, Justice League 200 is 10 billion times better than Avengers 200. I think I'm going to review them both on the same show. And by the way, Sean, when J-Man left tonight, Batman 321 was in the lead. And he and I are still going to review that, by the way. Welcome to the great Mark D with a sleep.
Hey, everyone. Thank you for those
Dude?
wishes for my mom. She's still 29,
Indeed.
though I'm hitting 52.
Good. Of course.
But you never ask a lady her age, right?
No, sir, you don't. Not if you value your life.
Yes.
So when J-Man left tonight, this was in the lead, Batman 321. He agreed to review this with me. We'll still do it, by the way. But Mark D and I, who've planned to review the big change anyway, it's just it was amazing how it just jumped out to that big lead like that.
Well,
incredible. Cardinal Sin, thank you, buddy, for the $1.99 super chat. Says you would make an anthology Batman movie. No, not really in a sense. I would make it episodic in its first 2 acts, and then build up to in other words, I would make it feel more episodic, like it's dealing with separate adventures, and then culminate it into that story, and adapting the trial from Batman the Animated Series that takes place in Arkham Asylum, where the villains put Batman on trial. I mean, they rip off and adapt stuff from movies all the time anyway. Why not adapt something good?
Well, yeah, because we got the Galactus cloud, so why the heck they use that is beyond me. But that's because you were not in charge of that movie, unfortunately, like you should have been.
Right. So which makes it an invalid Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
Bobby said, he said Wolfie was asking what the stack of Batman comics he found at his wife's family's place, which one or two. Yeah, did you hear this? What he was telling us earlier? That
he had that comic was in that pile.
Yeah, and probably almost at the same time I was.
Are you guys psychic?
Pulled out of nowhere. We're psychic. I mean, Wolfie and I have a psychic link we don't even know about.
Well, you better get Cardinal Sin on this one with Into the Fringe or something.
Cardinal Sin, dude, you may have to interview Wolfie and myself one night about our psychic abilities, because that's spooky stuff. How we both connected. We both connected on that one comic like that.
Yeah,
that's Into the Fringe stuff, right?
I mean, just let alone there's also detective comics, and there's. It's not like there's a small number of Batman comics to to pick the same one. So that's kind of freaky. So both of you guys play the lottery tomorrow. Guess the number. Let us all know what you're both thinking of, and you get the winning ticket.
Adidasness. He says he's got Batman 300. Oh, Batman 300, dude. I've always wanted to get Batman 300. I remember when it came out. I think it was for some reason I couldn't. If I'm remembering right, I couldn't find it on the stands near here for some freaking reason when that was like 70.
Or did it sell out, or did it?
Yeah, and I never went back and got it. Detective 471, 475, oh man, you're in the great era right there. I believe that's Eagle Heart Rogers era. Amazing Spider-Man 194. Cool. There you go. 178, 188, 99. My goodness. 83 and Detective Comics 450. Dude, that's quite a haul there, my friend. Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Dude, great stuff, man. And you said it wasn't all in very great shape or anything, but still, that's great stuff to get. That's that's nice.
And he said he found it in a basement, or
it was. I guess it's up north. He said, and I think he said Iowa. IA is Iowa, isn't it?
Yep. I think so. Yep.
And he said it was. Yeah, I think he said. He could tell us again. He said it was a basement or something, or an attic or something. I don't know, but it was a nice climate at least.
Yeah, because that's what moisture kills comics. Also, attics kill them. Too much heat that'll dry them out, and especially a lot of times you'll find them not bagged and board. Mostly, you'll find them in like a trunk somewhere.
Right.
Hidden away on top of a bunch of magazines, and then you're crying when it's like, especially if it's a nice issue. But that's why the old ones are worth more in good condition, because it's it's rare.
Because here, if any comic book with this kind of newsprint right now, let's say one that has been sitting in it, we have attics, we don't have basements here for obvious reasons. So sitting in an attic, for example, down in Louisiana, down this far, it would be moth-ridden, probably eaten to bed. It would be yellow as shit. It would be
gone.
It would be really brittle. It just depends.
Yeah. Totally
So
gone, right?
Salt in the air too. Yeah, goes to Lassie. But and the great thing is, J-Man and Sean just went to a con a week ago, whatever, or last week. That week you guys went, J-Man, Sean, Sean and J-Man. 3 of my other friends, meaning 4 friends, those guys and 3 others, were all at cons. 2 of them were at cons as professionals, artists down here, but one of them was, those 2 guys, Sean, well, 5 of them, because it was Sean and J-Man, and another friend of mine was in, they were con attendees though. Another friend of mine went to Heroes World, or Heroes Con in Charlotte, a big Comic Con, which has a lot of comic book people there. You got to hang out with Jim Starlin, different stuff like that. And they all spent like big money. They're all collectors. And man, the stuff they came back with there's still just a lot of the great. I've seen pictures. I believe J-Man showed all of his. I don't know if Sean, did you show yours? He may have done a video.
Yeah, he did a video on the hall, right, from the con.
I think he did. That's right. I'm sorry. I forget stuff. But it's just so much cool stuff these guys picked up, and you should see the stuff my friend picked up in Charlotte. He got a pretty good haul on some stuff, and it just does my heart well that people are still buying the old stuff, and these guys are serious hardcore collectors, and it is fun to watch.
Well, I told you the story of a few years ago when I went to NYCC 2019. Doesn't matter the year, but before the vid, and I went to buy water leaving the Javits Center, and I put my bags down of all the stuff I got for the whole day. And, I had a backpack and I had like a carry bag, and I dropped the bag down. And then we went to like grab pizza at a pizza place. So we went to go home, and you look under the table like, oh, where's your bag? And you're kind of watching your bag. I'm like, holy F, Batman. I think I must have left the bag with the I told this story, and so the street vendor, I ran back, and I'm not too, well, me, I can't run, but it's not like I used to. But I walked very briskly. Hey, hail, Cardinal.
He says hail to you, by the way. Thank you, Cardi, and hello to the wonderful, lovely Sherry, that beautiful face. Good to see you,
Sherry.
Lovely lady. And so, yes, I believe you had this was a scary story, actually.
Oh my God, yeah, because I had all the signed artwork, all the comics, and then I bought a lot of special comics. I'd made a list of the cons always have con exclusives and things you're looking for, and some Micronaut stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I left the bag there. So I went back, and the guy's like, I knew, I can't do a bad Indian accent. I don't want to make fun of it. I'd love, thank God bless the guy, but he spoke broken English, and he's like, I knew you would be back, And I'm like, thank you. I'm like, let me give you, something. Let me give you $50. He's like, no. It's my good deed, for the day. Man. So I'm like, well, at least give me $20.
Good, good guy.
I'm like, he's like, no. But I mean, would have been I mean, part of it was the money, but plus you spend the whole day on the con floor, walking around, finding all your stuff that you're looking for, and God, I would have been so devastated. What a moron!
Horrible.
Yeah, but
it happens, so dude.
Yeah, you just put the bag down, and
it'll make you more careful next time, though.
Oh yeah, last year I was like,
stick in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Sean. He says, I feel like collectors are sitting on piles of old stuff accumulated during the pandemic. True. Yeah. Explains all the great deals now as they purge and get rid of stuff. That is a very good point, sir. And again, I want to see. I just did that and put that up there. Lovely Sherry, just so I can see your lovely face once more, because it's always cheers me up. Let's see. I'm sorry, I kept getting contacted. I thought that was you contacting me on Facebook. That damn
that
Ping
was
thing. You heard that?
Was a psychic. No, I'm joking. I didn't. I'm just gonna say it was a psychic message from Wolfie.
That's kidding. Pretty scary stuff. And I'm telling you. I mean, I'm not even kidding. This is was right when the show was starting, and I was trying to decide what to do with my poll. So what comic should I pull out? There was just nothing. There was no one would even think about, and I pulled that one out. And Wolfie, I'm telling you, dude, spooky stuff, brother.
And it was my mom's birthday today too. So that was Joker's birthday, right? It says Joker's
oh my God,
birthday,
yeah, that's right.
Right?
Oh shit, so dreadful birthday, dear Joker. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
I hope
comic,
he doesn't bring my mom a gift.
this comic has my single favorite Joker henchman kill of them all. Oh, that was you, Wolfie. That's you. Okay. Oh, he sent some pics. Oh, all right. Well, dude, I did not realize that was you, buddy.
Nice.
I got to answer you back first. We'll see if the. Oh, there you go. I had to answer you back for the pics to show up. All right. Let's see what we got. What we got here. You know what? Do you mind me showing these? You're okay with me showing these, Wolfie? I presume so, but I'll wait for confirmation before we do it.
Oh, and I was watching the Cardinal Sin with Canadian Spider-Man. For a second, I thought that was the real Spider-Man that had swung in with that costume. Where I'm like, is that like an avatar? Or that looks too real. Yeah, that's an amazing costume he has.
Yeah, he's
Canadian
the real Canadian Spider-Man
that
for
looked
sure.
great, but he's got to paint like a maple leaf on his costume or do something. I think.
Like I said, if those are, I don't have to show them or anything, Wolfie, unless you just want me to. So I will not do it until I hear confirmation from you. Go ahead.
But those are some great comics too. The Cardinal Sin sent them, and I actually one of those comics was actually the first Spider-Man comic. I'm pretty sure that I ever read Spider-Man 159 with Hammerhead, because that was one of the ones my grandfather was bringing back in '77.
Okay.
So the one with Hammerhead on the cover.
Yep.
This time, not even death will stop me.
I remember buying that one.
So yeah, okay, that was August of '76. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's the first. I think that's probably my first Spider-Man comic. And then either that or it's 174 with the Punisher. That's either one of my first two Spidey comics that I got. Yeah. There you go with Wolf.
There we go. Look at that.
He's telling the truth.
Look at that, man.
Not that we doubted you, but yeah.
No.
I know you're joking. Yeah. That's
how about that, dude? That's so cool.
And was anything special about that?
That issue?
Yeah, I mean, just what just it just popped in your head.
It always popped. Well, I've always loved
cover.
That story. You know, it's by and of course it's by Lynn Wein and the great great Walt Simonson, and it's got a great Garcia Lopez cover as well. But got Walt Simonson interior. That's incredible. Look at that. He's got it right there. And he was saying Wolfie's not a comics guy. When you tell me to look,
no, right?
Wolfie, he said you don't collect comics, right? So that's crazy. He just found that's insane stuff. I love it so much. So let's see what he's got a couple other ones here. Look at that.
Oh wow.
All those comics were down there?
Oh.
Dude,
wow.
All those comics were down there, dude.
What number Spider-Man is on the left? I can look that up. Spidey Super Stories with Jaws.
Marvel Tales. Spidey Super Stories. Yeah, some not in great shape, like you said. He's got some coverless comics. Peter Parker. Marvel Team Up. Amazing Spider-Man. That's one of the ones we talked about last night right there with the Kingpin.
The Kingpin, yeah, what number? I'm looking at them right now. That's number...
one, I can't remember. I can't see it. Some Archies, some GI Combat
covers there, yeah.
Sergeant Fury reprints, some Detective. That's a lot of comics. There's some Brave and the Bold. Oh my goodness! Let's see what else he's got. There's another shot of the table. There's a Batman 300.
Ooh, that's Batman third from the left.
That's an old one now.
With the Earth 2 Robin.
Yeah, that's from Batman 300.
The 300, right? Yeah.
Oh my God, you got the cross and the switchblade, dude. Jesus. That comic. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're not in good shape, but it's fun seeing them, brother.
Yeah, they're great readers, though, right? I mean, and I was looking at all those comics last night that I was looking at. You guys were looking at with Cardinal Sin. I mean, they're all worth about decent shape, or about $30, give or take about $30. And not that long ago, I guess everyone's going back to, buying up all the, even the, nothing where it's, not a key issue but just, they're all about $20 to $30, which is, in mint condition, of course. But that's really interesting to see how they've gone up. A nice detective there.
some Marvel Tales, GI Combat, Sergeant Rock, Marvel Team Up, Detective Batman, Detective. A lot of Batman's fan here. It's, the Cross of the Switchblade. That's a Gold Queen Twilight Zone for Raquel there. There's a Mighty Mouse.
That's an
Oh,
old.
man.
That's an old detective from the '60s. It looks like
That's a
kind of
very
like a
old
new
detective.
look,
Very
new
old.
look Batman, maybe.
This was right around the early Infantino ones, though. But yeah, I mean, this is early. This is you know, early to mid, 60s.
Yeah, that's what. And you can tell with the logo too, and of course, then
But
the
most
price.
of everything else is Bronze Age, though. It looks like.
Then the price is the dead giveaway too, obviously. Yeah. That was 163 versus the Kingpin. Worth $30 in mint condition. Roughly. Had on the
Sean,
table
I
before.
agree. Yeah, 6 months of reading exactly. It would be fun to
Yeah.
read them, man. Low grade is the only way to get everything. Yeah, that's true, Matthew Pounder.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Matthew Pounder. By the way, thanks for being here. Let's see here. I think you put some more. Said some more. Let me see.
I buy a lot of reader copies too. I mean, it's one thing. I just love having the comics. So, I mean, who cares? Yeah, it's like you'd want it in mint condition, but some of the stuff or especially to fill in some holes, or if you're trying to complete a run, you can always get one and then
It's
get
just
a
funny
better one
seeing.
later.
It's fun seeing them too.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's got
I just
history
love
to
seeing
them
this,
too,
man.
right? Yeah,
it's
it's well worn. It's got some good miles on them.
It's cornball, but it's in my blood. I see looking at comics. I just never get tired of it. Old comics, especially.
Sergeant Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just incredible stuff.
And then you don't worry about reading them either, because then who cares, right?
But there's a readers here, man. There's a Twilight Zone,
70s detective. It looks like
Unknown Soldier, House of Secrets, Star Spangled War, Mighty Mouse, Web of Spider-Man annual.
Mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Look at Brave and the Bold there.
Oh, I love Brave and the Bold.
I love Brave and the Bold, man.
Oh, you got the old. Yeah, you lined up all the detectives. From the same era. Yep. What
love
number
those Brave and the Bold.
What number Brave and Bold is that? Let me see if I can find that one for fun.
I can't see the. I
can look at the. No, but I can do it on the. My comic book program.
Just Batman, Aquaman, Brave and the Bold, and you'll see all the ones he's in probably, and then.
Yeah. I just love the Brave. There's something about those Brave and Bold covers that were so cool.
Oh yeah, Jim Aparo covers just terrific. I love Aparo. Look, I love. I never care about. I mean, obviously, I like having good stuff in good condition when I'm buying it for a serious collecting. But I'm not a collector. I've learned this about myself that I didn't really realize. I'm never have been. Well, I used to be. I'm not saying never have. Even though I was in the business for a long time, of course, 80s and in the 90s, I was never really been a collector like a lot of my friends are. Because somewhere at some point, like in the late 80s, early 90s, I decided I would only buy comic books that I want to read and only keep the ones I want that I like. And I'm not going to do like keep crap I don't want. Whereas
like
if
me.
you're a collector, you do that. Yeah, well, you're not alone. A lot of people do it. And I'm not going to be a completist. Like I'll drop a book like a bad habit. If it's turning to shit, I don't want it anymore. I never thought I would stop buying the Fantastic Four. Burn made me do that. And then after that, I kept trying. Do I want to go back? And they had for years. I was like, sludge. I didn't want to look at. So I would never stay with the book just to have it out of habit. And my only collecting I did was I wanted to collect stuff I wanted to keep. Yeah, so as a collector in the sense that I haven't been able to afford that for many years to collect comics. So I've had to stop being one because you got to be able to afford it to collect them. I can't, and that's fine. That's my fault. But what I'm saying is, my first attraction to the comic book art form is the art form, the combination of words and pictures to tell a story. And my favorite genre is superheroes, but I love other uses of the art form. I love it as an art form. So therefore, that's why I don't mind comics being reprinted over and over again, because that piece of paper that you're holding that is valuable, granted, that pamphlet, that whatever you want to call it, the floppies, the staple backs,
yep,
those are great to have, and I love it. But the point is, the what came out of the imagination of those writers and artists is because that's just the vessel. That comic book that you're holding is the vessel for that imagination and for the way for that company to sell it and make money on it. I want that to last and endure for another 200 years or more, and it's not going to do that on that paper. It's good. You have to reprint it and digitize it and all that stuff. I'm game. Anything that keeps those stories and art alive, I'm game. That's what I'm about mostly. So I'm more about the story, the art, and the character, and the characters in particular. The collecting end of it, I love, but I can't really do that as much as I used to. And if I did, it would still only be stuff I really, really love. But that looks great there, Wolfie. You did
those
good.
Are awesome. Yeah.
Those are amazing. And yep, I'm with you. I love the old torn up stuff, Andy. I love coverless. Don't matter. Love them. I could look at the stuff. I mean, my happy spot is looking at silver and bronze age, and of course, back even gold back issues of comics. I don't care what condition they're in. I just love looking at them.
Yeah, it's
obviously it's
fun.
nice to see one in good shape. You know, Decepticon says these pics really shows how downhill modern comic design has gone. Just a pic of these comics really catches the eye. Looks fun. A pic of the same amount of modern comics would look dark and generic. And you know, to build on that, Decepticon, Sean, when I go into a comic book shop now, and I have friends who have them in different places, when I just look at the new comics racks, this is not hyperbole. This is not me saying it just to be an a-hole either. I look at that stuff and my eyes glaze over. I look at it and go, that's a $4, that's a $5 pamphlet that looks like nothing I'm interested in. I mean, again, God bless any artist because I can't draw flies. So if you're some of these, I'm not saying these artists are bad. Some of them are probably fine artists, and it's not their fault they weren't born in 1970, whatever, in 60, whatever, and you know, it's not their fault they can't draw those old comics. They were born when they were born, and they're trying, and some of them probably legitimately love drawing comics. It doesn't matter what I like their art or whatever, but I do look. But just for me, I look at that, and I just can't. I mean, just my love of the art form and my love of comics just makes me want to go, I just want to go back and look at the old stuff. That's my fault for being a silly old fool, and I admit it. But that's just the way it is for me.
Well, it's the nostalgia of it too, right?
Absolutely. $5 super chat from the great Cardleson. Thank you so much, buddy. He says after the show, check out Clobberin and CSM on Masters of Genre #1. Yes, again, I'll. In fact, if I get a chance, if someone can, we'll put a link to that show we did last night on Cardinal Sin Show with where we talked about some great Spider-Man comics with the great Canadian Spider-Man.
That was a great show. I watched it on the rewind. I couldn't make it live.
Thanks, man.
But,
it was fun.
But I watched it today. Yep. So no, it was a great. It's interesting. Well, I love those issues of that's when I first started reading Spider-Man. So I got lots of gaps there in my collection, but you know, it's just brings back good memories. There's just something about it. They're just I don't know. They're different. Just different feel to it. I just can't put my finger on it, but it's just it's the nostalgia of it too. I don't know if it was a simpler time or the stories were simpler, but
definitely a simpler time.
Yeah, I mean, they were just so much easier to read and to get it. Even if you didn't have the whole run, you could read a few issues, or you'd miss something, you could it picked right up again. So it was that was really nice. Some nice comics. Yep. And of course you can get those. Hey, if you get readers of them, or you can get. Oh, there we go. Yep. Oh, yep. Wait, is that from Wolfie?
Mm-hmm.
Is that 166?
Oh, thank you, D-Bud. And Eric. Yes, everybody. There's a link to last night's great show on Cardi's channel, Cardinalson. Thank you, buddy.
Let me look.
But yes, here we got some Marvel Tales. These are reprint books of.
That's the reprint.
And a Marvel team up.
I was gonna say
Spider-Man 129.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one's worth something. If it's, my eye went right to the crosshairs, not the
part.
Yeah, I got excited. Yeah, but that would be Yeah, that would be worth something, Wolfie. I mean, just joking, but yeah, that's.
I remember buying this first black cat. Hell, this first black cat appearance was worth something.
Oh yeah, what number is that?
194.
194. I'll
I
let
believe
you
that's the
know.
first appearance.
I'll
I
I
remember
think it
buying
is.
that.
Yeah, I'll let you know in a
Wow.
couple seconds.
I love
That's
these
cool.
covers. Again, and that's another thing.
Great
I know I say
cover.
it all the time. I can look at comic book covers from the golden or silver or bronze age all day long. I can look at. They never get tired. Never get bored looking at them. There's so many of them, and they just. But I am a little partial to the Bronze Age cover. I must admit, because that was the era where I first started being able to go buy comics. Love me some Silver Age, if you know that.
Okay, Wolfie. So that comic in mint condition, give or take, is as Clobby said, first appearance of Black Cat. It's drawn by. It's written by Wolfman, Keith
Keith
Pollard,
Pollard.
and covers Milgram, inker Garcia, colorist Ben Sean, and that one is worth $625. Give your mileage may vary, but it took off in 2020. Is when the value skyrocketed from about $200 to about $625. I think I'm seeing a sticker on that cover. Is that on the top right?
Yeah, it
Is
looks
that a
like you got a little piece of tape sticker on the
tape?
top. The edges are. I mean, it's going to be. It would be grayed out really rough, but can't see it all.
Maybe like a 4 or
But
a
even if
3.
it grays out like into a real low grade, like a 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, um, it's still an Amazing Spider-Man 194. You might be able to get that piece of tape up. I don't know.
Yeah, you might, but
If you can,
that would be one worth actually getting graded, and maybe. Or who would you recommend for that, Cloudy?
see, what you call it? What's the name of that damn CGC? What's the name?
CGC.
CGC. No, CGC is the Grand Comics Database. What's that? You
The,
know, the one that slabs comics. I always forget the
the
damn name of them.
graders. Yeah,
The great, yeah.
yeah. Isn't it CGC? No, who is it?
No, I always forget the because I never use them. So I mean,
But they won't touch the tape on the book, though.
no.
I mean,
I'll find out for him if he wants to know.
Yeah, I thought it was CGC. Yeah, CGCcomics.com.
Yeah, I think it is CGC. Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Yeah, with
That's
my
also
memory, I never. Yeah.
also the Grand Comics Database too.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're that might be worth worth getting graded. Yep. And of course, and it protects the book too, because they have once it's slabbed, and they have a special canister that removes all kind of moisture. But you're supposed to change that canister about every 10 years, I think, and especially depending on where you live. And you can actually send them back, I think, too, and they'll actually regrade, re-slab them for you or fix it up. Yep.
Well, you have the direct copy. I can see that.
Yeah, with the slash through it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a direct copy. Yeah, a CGC. See, I always get it confused with GCD. GCD is the Grand Comics Database. It's CGC is the grader. See, I never used them, but I mean, I know a lot of friends who buy slabbed comics.
Can you put that back up a second? It might be the Whitman variant.
It's not a Whitman variant, but I'm about to put it back up. I just had to send another one, so I had to go back and.
Oh, okay, yeah, take one. No, because it's my program is showing me 191, and it's got the slash through, and it says Whitman variant. It's got the slash through the UPC.
Yeah, slash is a direct.
So how could you tell the Whitman variant from the cover? Could you? Or
it would say you see a Whitman. You see the W. The thing
on the cover, right?
Yeah. Now, did they do a Whitman variant of that one?
Yeah, it's listed in my
Grand Comics Database isn't showing it.
Well, my program's showing.
They probably did one.
I mean, it could be wrong too, but
they just don't have the cover. With that there, Grand Comics Database is calling that the direct.
Okay. That's what I thought too with the slash through. Well, this is a user-generated program too for a lot of the info, so someone maybe uploaded a cover and just put it in the Whitman variant too.
The Whitman variant would have a W on the top, and there would be no UPC code at all. It would just be like A double one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, that one's worthless. It's $6.
Yeah, Whitman Merriman, it's never worth shit
Yeah.
because they used to rip the covers off and add shit to them.
Yep.
So here you go. Like I said,
So I
there's
think
the.
I have that Sergeant Rock.
Let me go back. Sorry. Um,
Yeah. No.
yeah,
Yeah. So it
GI
would say
Combat.
Whitman. Yeah. Look how cool those covers are. They grab you. Septicron's right. Yeah.
Sure is. Cool stuff, man.
Sergeant Rocket. Yeah.
That's great stuff there, Wolfie. Dude, I'm so glad you showed that to us. It is damn cool, man. Love it. Well, let's see. So come on, picks of that black cat one. Oh, you sent it? Okay. And if you can get that sticker off.
I use Google to get my stickers off. The only thing you got to be very careful and use like a minute amount because you don't want that to seep through the cover. I put like a paper towel underneath the cover and maybe like an eyedropper, teeny drop of Goo Gone.
Yeah.
Because the cover is actually, much better material, so it can handle the Goo Gone. I've done that before a few times, but very, very little. Of course, it's more nerve wracking on a comic that might actually be worth something. If it's an old comic,
Yeah.
it's not worth anything.
Yeah, you can try it. Like I said, I don't know what the rest of that comic looks like. He just sent another picture of it. Let's see.
Well, what would you say is you used to be a grade, or what would you say the most some of the big things to look at, like the whiteness of the page, I guess, is one, right?
Yes, the white. There's a close up. Hang on. The sticker, the spine, the staples, obviously, and and chunks. Any chunks taken out, you got to look for that.
Like the corners,
spine roll if possible. And again, your sticker's rusty. Excuse me, your staples rusty, or are the staples fine? Are they not ripping into the comic too much? Is the thing browning? Is it yellowing? That sort of thing.
Yeah,
I remember buying that issue right off the shelf.
And some of your comics, you remember that? Yeah, some of the comics too, you can buy, brand new off the shelf, and they're bad, just the way the printing is. Yep.
Yeah. See, there's the sticker.
Yeah, you probably could get that if I'd put a drop of Goo Gone on there.
Old, I mean, boy, it's been on there a long time. Look, it says 5. It says 50. Is that an SH under there?
50 cents?
Probably. I guess that means, I don't know what the SH is. 50 cents, maybe?
52 cents. That's a weird way to write it, though.
I'm not sure what it says on there.
Yeah, it's like you got some creases in the cover.
And is this an S and an H on there?
Yeah. I'm not sure what that is, yeah. But I would try to draw. I mean, you might want to put try the Goo Gone on another comic you don't care about.
Okay, there's the opening page. I remember those Galactica ads.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's not too bad, though. It's a little yellow.
It is. If the rest of the book, and those staples show stress, and the cover looks like it might have
some nicks off.
Mostly intact, but there's a nick off the corner of the bottom
folds and stuff.
Right corner, maybe some. I mean, it's a well-read comic. It's but if the rest of it is relatively intact, and you're able to get that tape off, as far as it's been in heat, because you can tell the pages they're not super yellow. They're not like brown, super yellow, or at least that page.
I've seen worse.
But seen worse. Yeah. So obviously it's rough. And it looks like you got a blemish up in here. I mean, they're gonna be picky, and you might only get a 2 or 3. I don't know. I don't know if it would cover your expense getting it graded like that. But hey, it's a well-loved comic, and at least it's in decent shape. I'd still bag and board that sucker. Just keep it.
But you think it would be as low as a 2 with that coloration?
No, not necessarily. I'm just I mean, because I can't see the rest of it.
You can't see it. Yeah.
It looks like. Let me see here. It looks like the staples are holding firm. if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. They're not. The holes are not elongated, right?
Yeah, but all your sides are pretty banged up, and you're. I mean, what is to be expected? I mean, that comic is,
Yeah,
it
it's
was
all
read
yeah.
and thrown and with a bunch of other comics. I'm looking at this other angle here now. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't see any kind of a bad spine roll or anything, but no, I mean, I'm not saying it 2 or 3. I'm just. This is a
Yeah, yeah.
40-plus-year-old comic book. Let's see. Her brother said the shop in Korea had these for 5 cents. Oh, in Korea, might have been on the army base. Okay, wow, that's some distribution right there, dude. That's another that explains partially explains why it's a direct. Because it was sent over to an army base, or who knows? I mean, 5 cents, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm putting. My program has like a grading service. So yeah, so they said the page color is one of the main things. So they're saying white like new obviously is 10, cream is a 9, cream to tan drops it down to a good, very good 3. So I'd probably say that's where that is, right?
Huh?
I'm guessing
I'm
the
sorry, I missed you.
coloration on that. Oh no, that's okay. Yeah, yeah. My program has like a basic grading guide. So and they say like obviously white like new is a 10, which doesn't exist, but off white drops it to a 9.4. So everything is perfect on the comic, and it's off white. It goes to 9.4. Then cream drops it down to 9. Cream tan drops it all the way down to a 3. So
Yeah,
that's so what happens is when
there's some more
yeah,
the inside.
that's pretty damn good there for
That
that.
doesn't look too bad at all, right there.
Yeah,
Did you open it to the staple page? Well, I remember this
that's
too.
not bad. I mean, considering that what I'm saying, considering the rest of the collection and some of the other conditions of the books, that's probably one of the better. And that's really not too far off white there. It's not too
Here's your
bad.
back
Yeah,
cover. Not too bad. I mean, like I said,
yeah,
not
little creases.
obviously it's rough, but I mean,
Yeah,
um, looks like it's mostly intact though.
yeah, it's a good
And
find.
again, granted I'm not touching the comic. I'm holding it in my hand. And I'm many years out of practice for grading comics. Um, I mean, who knows? Like I said, but it's a great one to have though.
Yeah, well, definitely bag and board at the very very minimum. And or if you can bag and board all the comics. Of course, last time I went to go to buy bags and boards, they were doubled to tripled in value. But
Yeah.
they're you might as well keep them. Don't let them deteriorate anymore. I mean, it's but yeah, just there's a bunch of places you can get bags, and your
Sure,
local
sure.
shop if there's one near you, or I'll put in where I get my stuff. Uh,
Hmm.
well, I'll put
Oh
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
link to buy bags and boards
I
where I get my.
Bags and boards are freaking expensive now,
Yeah, oh
man.
yeah,
I can't.
god,
I need them for my magazine, especially magazine bags and boards, and
oh
that's the ones I
man,
need.
I just bought some of those on probably
Oh my
Amazon. I don't think
god.
Atomic Empire, and they were a fortune. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
I guess
my
I can't bag
god.
and board any more of my magazines, and I liked having this and box them either
Well, it
because I
definitely
need it.
helps too.
It's
Yeah, it
fucking
definitely
crazy.
helps. Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. I mean, I just like to have them back. I mean about it's anywhere from like 5, 6, maybe I don't know. It could be like 6, 7 years ago now. I went and I got all of my. Uh, I have a ton. I have a collection of. You know how I talk about magazines about comics all the time. Like Comics Journal and Comic Book Marketplace and comics. The Amazing Heroes and Amazing Heroes wasn't magazine format, but magazines. About comics.
Yeah.
And I have tons and tons and tons and tons of them. I love back issue magazine. Take it easy, Cardi. Have a great night, man.
Take care, Colonel. It's a
Back
great
issue
show last night.
magazine. Alter Ego, all these mags. I went and bought a bunch of bags and boards and boxes, and it's had kind of fun. It was fun just sitting in the living room, just
And you
bagging and
flip
boarding
through,
them,
right?
bagging and boarding them.
And you flip through, yeah.
Yeah. And I have tons of issues of Comic Book Marketplace. Again, Comic Book Artist, the Comics Journal. Like I said, Starlog and stuff like that too. You know, I bagged and boarded a lot of my mags, and I was really enjoying that. And of course, for many years after that, I haven't done it in a while, and they pile up. Now I got a big, gigantic stack of Back Issue Magazine and the Kirby Collector and what you would call it, like Alter Ego, that I would like to bag and board. But Jesus Christ, yeah, too much. So anyway,
yeah, it does keep them. It's so much nicer when you go through your collection. You have them bagged and boarded. Yeah, go ahead. So.
Well, before we get out of here, folks, we're going to check our poll here, and we're going to run in a bit. Even though we're not doing a countdown anymore because I don't give a flying crap as much as I did. I almost
what time is it? What time is it? Is it on now?
Oh yeah, I was having so much fun talking. But if I were still excited about the Orville, I'd have been gone already. We'd have been off. But I didn't even care. I almost forgot about it.
I'm hoping this week is a good episode.
I'm hoping that too, but I was already forgotten that they may have lost me. I'll give it a credit if it's good. But I was so excited before we'd had the countdown going. I said, screw the countdown. I'd have been, let's get out of here and go watch it. I'd have been gung-ho, sir, ready to go. Couldn't wait. And they've killed that for me. Those 2 episodes. I might still think tonight's episode is good if it is. But they've killed my enthusiasm, and they can go screw for it. I'm not happy. And so much so that, you know, when we were sitting here talking about the comics and looking at this stuff that Wolfie showed, thank you, Wolfie, for that, by the way. Big time. Thanks, man. I'd forgotten all about the Orville. And wow. I mean, again, just 2 weeks ago, I couldn't wait. I mean, I'd have been right now just getting ready to sit down and watch it after getting something, you know, preparing something to eat or whatever, while having dinner, late dinner, because I don't have that kind of schedule now. All right. So anyway, I have more fun talking about comics than that show that's been destroyed for me. Thank you all so much. Here's the poll of 50 votes. Wow, thank you all so much. Yeah. There's Albert Costello. That's a lot of votes. He should be president. So anyway, the winner is, and boy, what a contest it! Oh my goodness, what a surprise ending! Because I did not expect Batman is versatile. Winning, of course, I was surprised how early on they were in the 3rd place. That is the Hulk thing, big change, but it jumps out to number 1 at 34% to win the poll. However, the almost as interesting is the battle between Batman Volume 1, number 321, and Superman Annual number 11 by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. Batman was behind for a while and has jumped into 2nd place at 28% over the 25% for Superman Annual. And our poor old Justice League of America 200 is down at 11% in 4th place. Unbelievable competition tonight, folks, in the wild, wild world of comics sports.
Comic sports.
Crazy it is.
Comic sports ball.
Absolutely incredible. Ben, that's right. Yay for Ben. You said it, hungry boy.
Yeah.
Hungry for
Ben's the winner.
To leave the Orville. I certainly hope so. Well, tonight, folks, thank you all for hanging out with us, my friends. Join us tomorrow night, same Clobby time, same Clobby channel for the Clobby's Clubhouse with Raquel and Mark. I cannot wait. We have got some interesting things for you tomorrow night. Let's see here. And Friday night, I'll probably be over there at Nick's
comic book show. Yeah,
Nick's comic book shop. Thank you. And Saturday afternoon. Saturday evening special. And I'll have it scheduled later. Thor: Love and Thunder review with J-Man and Sean. I hope, Mark, if you can make it.
Well, is it on Saturday? Or is it on
5 your time? Can't do it Friday.
I might be able to hop in for the beginning of it, but then I got to leave at 6 o'clock.
They can't watch it until tomorrow. So.
No, that's okay. But I'm going at 6:30 tomorrow night, so 7.
You can at least give your review. We could talk about it a little bit tomorrow too, if you.
Yeah, or maybe I'll go on just like 5 minutes before the show, and we can do it.
You and I could talk about it a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah, quick.
Also, so
maybe we'll do something before the, and then we'll talk a little bit too. But we'll
talk about it tomorrow night.
Yeah, but I'll be back. I should be back, and then see Cap is pointing up, telling everyone to go see Thor: Love and Thunder.
No, he's not.
He's not.
Anyway,
pointing to the Orville.
Yeah, there you go. Well, the Horville.
God, I
Then
love that cat figure. Sorry.
Oh, it's great, man. I love it. It's fantastic. And he's probably happy to finally be free. You waited like months to free his ass.
He was stuck.
Yeah, how dare you do that to Cap? You're disrespecting this country. Commie, Pinko.
Commie, Pinko, lib.
By the way, thank you. Wolfie, thank you for the $5 super chat. It says, you're very welcome, sir. We had a blast going through them. So flipping weird that you picked that today. So yeah, it was crazy coincidence there, my friend. Really appreciate you, Wolfie. And then Saturday Night Star Trek, of course, as always, folks, reviewing the films Star Trek Generations and Star Trek First Contact with my wonderful first officer, of course. Sunday Night Geekery, well, I hope will be on, right?
Oh, yep. Sunday Night Geekery will be on, yep.
Any new videos up to talk about or no?
No, I was slack. I wanted to do one on this Cap figure. I want to do one on the Sparkly Batman is mad at you. He told me he's on the motorcycle.
Screw there. Himself. You could, Batman. See, he doesn't belong in the same picture with Cap.
Yeah, well, you can imagine he's just like generic villain there, right?
So yeah.
No new videos
time,
lately, but yeah, same time, yeah, probably.
Same mark time.
Yep.
Okay. 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Eastern for Sunday Night Geekery, which is oddly enough on Sunday night. So
Sunday night, yep.
And I'm not sure about Monday. I'm gonna talk to Loki. We might review another DC animated film. Not sure yet. We'll figure it out. And soon, the Big Change will be reviewed by Mark D and myself. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. Hungry Boy, appreciate you, man. The great Eric K, the great Chris Persia, Wolfie, Cardinal Sin. Thank you, buddy. Could not be reached for comment. Thank you. Decepticon. Thank you, bro. Good to see you. J-Man, the wonderful, lovely Cherry. The beautiful Janet from Another Planet popped in earlier as well. Brian Hepburn, nice to meet you. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Cardinal, I already said Cardi, but Cardinal Send please go to his channel. Our wonderful friend Jill, Anti-Derivative Jill, go to her channel, please, as well, and subscribe. Matthew Pounder, Andy Masterson, my brother, and he has a channel, by the way. Go to his channel and subscribe as well, please. Let's see here. Who else was in here? Who else was in here? I'm finding it. Got most of them, but. We had a lot of friends here. D. Bud Martin, thank you, buddy, for being here. Appreciate you. I'm checking just to be sure.
Scrolling back. Yep.
Yeah, the old back
computer.
Scroll. Hello, computer. Wolfie again, thank you so much, buddy. Keely Chow, thank you. Tim's Talk popped in. Thank you, Tim's Talk. My chat takes a second here to do that. That's our scrolling music, folks.
Yep.
Wah, 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 wah.
Spidey's dancing to the music. Yep.
Oh yes, he is. It's perfect. Wah, 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 wah. Oliver Belamonte. Thank you. Sorry. I tell you what, if we're gonna whistle, it may as well be because a buddy of mine went to Mayberry the other day. By the way, he was up there. He went to Heroes Con. He went to Mayberry for his second trip there. New scrolling music. That's the official. Cam was here. Oh, and that 70s was here. Cam Loops was here earlier. Hey.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let's see.
Oh, and JT Kirk just popped in. He was working on his phone.
Hey, buddy. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Matthew Pounder was here. I think I already said him, but just in case. Yeah. Scotty was here. Scotty, thank you for being here.
And you mentioned Dave, right?
Dave, I didn't see Dave. I must have missed Dave.
Okay, just put in Dave, yep.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, Captain Cognate Spock was here. Everybody. And then we got this thing. Starring the Andy Griffith Show, starring Ronnie Howard. After Andy Griffith. No. Anyway. It actually was always pretty obvious. This is the Andy Griffith Show, starring Andy Griffith.
Surprise. Yeah.
Surprise. Dark Shadow Logan.
Hey, Dark Shadow.
Am I terrorizing people with that? I'm sorry. I love that show. It's a great show. What's wrong with you for not liking that show? If you don't like it.
I want to go fishing now.
Yeah. You know, do you know? Did you know that there are lyrics to that song?
No, I did not know that.
I swear to God, because you mentioned fishing, that reminded me. Snorty Poopus popped in earlier. Can you believe that?
Hey, Snort.
Snorty, that's weird. Now he's may not being there now, but he did pop in. Gap Stargate was here. Thank you, Gap Stargate, for popping in.
Well,
There
Mash
are
had
words.
words, right?
Mash did for sure, but that song's in the movie. Near Out and
That's the
Amanda
movie.
Bear
I
was
guess
here.
that's cheating. Yeah, but some people, I've talked to people and they don't know there was a
Near Out-
Mash movie.
Yeah, but they don't. But they don't. What do they know? Near Out and
Not much.
The Rat and Amanda Bear was here. Thank you. Yes, there are actual lyrics to the Andy Griffith theme. Does anyone know what they are? Because I can't see the chat. I think
Dark Shadow said this, thinking the same thing I was. Yep.
But
he mentioned Mash. Yep.
of course, J-Man. Well, J-Man, I mentioned him earlier. Yeah, J-Man was the great J-Man was here. All right, I think I'm gonna take a chance that was everybody, and I'm gonna scroll back. Oh, Bush McFadden was here earlier. Yeah, hey Bush. I thought we got everybody covered. Okay, and I won't sing the lyrics. Oh, don't, man, you cheated. Just take down your fishing pole, and we'll go to the fishing hole. I don't remember the rest, but that's in there, right? So,
yeah, that you got really good memory.
Well, they never sang it. I don't think they ever. They may have sang it in one episode. I can't remember now.
Yeah. No, here I'm putting it in. Yeah.
No, would you put it in the chat?
I'll put in the chat. Yeah.
In the private chat?
Well, the main chat. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go.
There
you go. Well,
that's the first line.
Down your fishing pole and we'll meet at the fishing hole. We may not get a bite all day, but don't you rush away. I don't remember sorry everyone for that. I can't see. You know, by the way, Andy Griffith sang it. Andy Griffith singing it's perfect. All right, everybody. Let's all now go up to Mount Pilot and get a bottle of pop. All right, Andy?
Yep.
I love that show.
Well, that's what I was thinking of the fishing hole. Yep. So that's cool. I never knew there were lyrics that matched that, but it just that close your eyes, you see the opening credits, and you think fishing. So
the one thing I can promise you, folks, at Clobberin Times, you learn something useless every day.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for being here with us tonight. Appreciate you. Go watch something or don't watch it. Either way, JT Kirk, it's good to see you, buddy. And thank you again for all that entertainment, Wolfie. That was really cool stuff on your part, bro. Appreciate you. Now, we will see these. Please view these following important messages, and then our end credits. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Come see us tomorrow night. Be here tomorrow night at the clubhouse, everybody. Take care. Good night, everybody. Oh, everybody, look, if you're still there, please check out Jill on Nerd Portal Lifeform's show tonight. She'll be helping review the Orville. Have a good one, everyone.